This is just a good team. Not willing to say they're great.
Right.
Even if they win the World Series, I don't know if we can look at this and say, well, they're a great team, because you start comparing them to other great teams across the history of Major League Baseball, and they don't measure up. But can we just say that they're good now and they're playing good baseball?
Can we admit we got a good baseball team? Not just a hot team that lightning in a bottle, because that's part of the story. It's not like they won 10 straight to get in or 8 of 9 to get in. It goes back almost 2 months. Can you really fake it for 2 months? Like, this idea of the way they're doing this isn't supposed to be sustainable. The 2-man rotation, the bulk relievers, the committee approach in the bullpen, the super platoon, the money ball to the extreme. It's eventually the smoke and mirrors are supposed to get exposed, yet do you just kind of throw up your hands and go, maybe it's not smoke and mirrors. Maybe they struggled in the middle of the season, but they were actually capable of this all along because they are a good baseball team. I think it's a combination. Like, Javi Baez being on the team hurt them. He's not here. Are they a better team without him? Of course. These relievers weren't on the team in May and June, and now they're here. They've become a different baseball team, and we could say a good baseball team because of it, right? Trey Sweeney helps them become a good baseball team.
And Trey Sweeney, I'm glad you went there, because, I mean, not only, the relief pitching, the pitching staff has been good. Tarek Skubal has been great. But we don't talk about the defense enough.
Right.
How many times are we looking at the relievers as, oh, man, they came in, they got us out of an inning? Well, part of that is Parker Meadows in center field making a play that not a lot of other center fielders can make, stealing a home run that against other teams is just a home run, and now you're looking at it and go, oh, wow, this reliever, boy, they blew it.
I think there would be people hesitant to say they're a good team because of just how miraculous this feels. But I get what you're saying. Like, the team in May was not a good team.
No.
Like, flat out. They deserved what happened to them in June and May because they were not a good team. Just like they deserve what's happening now because Parker Meadows wasn't there then, is now. Trey Sweeney's here, wasn't then. The bullpen, the Javi swap out now that he's off the roster. It's all of this. It's Torkelson is better now than he was then.
Carp's healthy.
That's a huge one. Like, all these ifs kind of finally came together, and that's showing that they are at least a good, no one's saying great, good team. And I would tell you the style of baseball they're playing is playoff baseball. John, I would point out to you that there are teams that did this all the way and won it all. The idea that this style is only built to win a 3-game series or only built to squeak out a 5-game series, I would tell you the 2002 Angels are a team that came in with little to no postseason experience. They finished the season on a 20-10 hot at the right time mentality. They had one player with postseason experience. The Tigers' Matt Vierling was the only player with postseason experience. They did it with base running, with a bullpen, with a smart manager in Mike Scioscia. Same could be said of the 2015 Royals. Scrappy, young, they ran the bases, super bullpen. 2010 Giants. They had nobody with power or speed. They had a bullpen, they had a mentality. Those teams didn't just win the opening series. This style of baseball is good baseball. It's the style of baseball that can win a World Series.
Well, the Giants won 3 World Series in 5 years doing it. I think they're a great team. I don't mean that in talent. I mean that as a team. Mm-hmm. I think they've accomplished that unique, rare thing, and that's why we've seen this magical run. Like, it's inexplicable what NC State did back in the day. The Miracle Ice was inexplicable. They weren't the better team, talent-wise, but they achieved that, I think, that team glue all the way around, and the egos aside, and that's so hard to do it. It's so hard to do with professional sports.
Right.
In baseball, I think of all the sports has the biggest DBs in terms of the attitude, cockiness, ego, salaries. There's no salary cap in the game. The love of the home run. Chicks dig the long ball, right? It's like this is even though the Tigers do hit with some power at times, and they had no 25 home run player.
Well, and sometimes you got to go through all of those moments to get where you're at. If you don't go through that process of struggling, maybe they're not the team. They're not as unified as they need to be right now.
And John, you came off 3 4-loss seasons and then won a national championship with a quarterback that was left for dead. But some of the things you've told me on and off the air is you guys got that magic going, that glue together. You had to go through the Notre Dame 3-fumble fourth quarter loss in 97 to get there were bumps, but you somehow still find a way.
It was a win, but
you won, right?
Yeah.
Have all the Tigers wins been pretty? No. I mean, you almost lost the Iowa game that year,
right.
remember?
Well, yeah, in 96, we lost the Purdue game in Purdue. Look, who loses to Purdue? But it was something that it was an experience that we had to draw on that next year when we're playing Iowa. And you shouldn't have lost to Iowa at home. You had to come back. Like all of those things, like you've got to go through a certain process to make your team and bring your team together. And how many times did we say, what if? What if Parker Meadows started the season like he's ending it? What if Spencer Torkelson didn't get set down and was the player that everybody wanted him or expected him to be? What if Kerry Carpenter wasn't hurt? What if all of these different things were that way consistent throughout the course of the year? Then all of a sudden they're not making a historic comeback at the end of the season when all those what ifs finally paid out. They could have been a team that, what if they were competing for the Guardians for the division,
right?
But now they're competing for them for the division.
Head to head to go to the ALCS. This is being called Tom's best take ever on the ticket text. That they are a great team, emphasis on team. Someone else has said, don't use the word great, use the word real. They are a real team in every sense of the word. I think that's what you're saying, is this is a true
I'm going to say
egoless
great.
team.
I think when you're achieve what they're doing and nobody cares about themselves and they care about the team. I mean, it is what Bo said. It's the team, the team, the team. I actually think the Tigers, that maybe that's one of their internal things.
Okay, hold on. That's 2 Michigan references. One more and we are the Blue Wall. So just be very careful here.
I think at times I'll be fair here, but I think Mark D'Antonio's teams accomplish this, and that's why they were so good.
That's how you beat Ohio State in a Big Ten championship game to go to a Rose Bowl, or when you are the vast underdog, no one is picking you. Sometimes when you're a great team and you have that chemistry, that unity, it overcomes talent deficiencies.
Right. Backup quarterback at Columbus made the playoff. It's just, I guess it's whatever, magic, voodoo, whatever.
Destiny.
This is the craziest thing I've ever watched in Detroit sports. If they win it all, I don't know if a Lions Super Bowl would top it.
Oh, a Lions Super Bowl would top it. But I don't want to at all.
In my lifetime, I've seen a Tigers World Series.
I know that. I don't mean it that way.
Yeah.
I mean in terms of most improbable championship ever.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I think.
I don't know. There's some people that still think the Lions will never win a world championship.
Their first name's Brian.
Last name is a name we've liked to bring
Brian
up a lot on the
Rieger.
show. Yeah.
Yes.